So I'm spending like $15,000 or $20,000 in a day. This is what nobody tells you about investing in real estate. Now, I'm pretty sure you've heard somebody somewhere talking about how easy it is to invest in real estate and not use any of your own money to do it. Now, look, we all know that, yes, investing in real estate is a proven pathway to be able to build long-term wealth, but how realistic is it to really be able to buy properties with $0 out of your pocket? Well, I actually tested it for myself and I didn't buy one, but I bought two duplexes using straight business credit and no money out of my pocket. And today I'm going to share exactly what my strategy was to pull this off, some costly mistakes that I learned along the way, and if it actually ended up working out in the end. But first, let me show you guys how I even ended up coming across these properties to begin with. We ended up buying both of these sides of this building from one guy right now. The first side, it came into our lap from a wholesaler. A wholesaler posted it and I'm like, oh, I need this. But what happened is as I'm going through the press with the wholesaler, I used a website called truepeoplesearch.com. And I looked up and I saw that the same guy that owned the side that was getting sold by a wholesaler, he owned the other side. So I contacted him directly and we did a, straight negotiated deal, seller to buyer, for the other side. So when it came to funding these properties without using any of my own money, that's where business credit really played a huge part. So to get these houses without using any of my own money, it actually took 3 different products altogether. Now, the first product that I had to use was something called a DSCR loan. Now, this stands for a debt service coverage ratio loan. And this product right here is a game changer for investors. One, because they don't actually qualify you for the loan using like the traditional methods of your paycheck and your income. They actually look at how much money the property is going to create. What this ratio is simply the income that the property generates divided by what the payment or the service on the debt is going to be. So if the income creates $1,000 every single month and the cost of the loan is $1,000 every single month as well, then you would have a debt service coverage ratio of 1. The goal of this loan is that you want to actually be making more money than what the service of the loan is. And most lenders actually look for like a debt service coverage ratio of at least 1.2%. You're going to want to check with your specific lender on what their ratio aspect that they're looking for, but that's just a general rule of thumb. Now, the second product that I used was something called a business line of credit. Now, I talk about these a lot, but essentially what a business line of credit is a certain amount of capital that you have at a bank that is available for you to pull either directly out in cash or transfer it directly to your checking account. Now, the reason why this product is so needed in this process is because a DSCR loan is great, but they're usually going to require at least 20% down to be able to qualify for these loans. So what you do in this situation is you'll take the business line of credit for $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, and you'll transfer 20, 30, 40% of the loan into your checking account, and you'll let this season, which just means putting them in the account and letting them sit there for a month, maybe 2 months. Some lenders have a seasoning period, some lenders don't. But the key thing here is this business line of credit is going to allow you to show that you have that down payment. The last product that I used was a business credit card. Now, I used a business credit card because I had to do repairs, right? So when it came to buying my materials, paying my contractors, I leveraged a 0% interest business line of credit to make sure that I have the capital to take care of all of these things during the project. Now, if you're sitting there wondering, how do I get access to $50,000, $100,000, $150,000 on these business lines of credits and these credit cards? Well, I have a video breaking down exactly how to unlock all of that capital. So I'll make sure that I link to that for you guys as well. When I first got started, I thought the hardest part was actually getting access to the capital. But now that I've done this, I realized that that's just the beginning. The real hard part is actually knowing your numbers for the deal so that you don't end up over leveraged. What I mean by knowing your numbers is you have to be able to account for now you're going to be paying the mortgage on the DSCR loan. You're also going to be paying the monthly interest payments on the line of credit. And if you're not cash flowing from day one, you're going to be paying all of those things from the line of credit, which is going to be making the balance on the line of credit go up as you draw from it to make those payments. It's very key that you factor all of those in along the timeline of your project. All right, so I actually jumped on my soapbox right here, so I'm not going to make you guys listen to the whole thing, but essentially What I was talking about is the importance of having an exit strategy in these type of projects. Now, for me, my exit strategies consisted of one, trying to use the cash flow from the property each month to pay down the line of credit over time, or just selling the properties, right? That's really the one of two ways that you can go in a project like this. Now, after a year and a half of trying to use the cash flow to make large payments on the line of credit and get the payment down, it wasn't going how I wanted it to go. So, because of the fact that I bought two properties, I actually had an interesting situation. So, this is what I did. And I just held it for a year, let it cash flow, right? Let it pay down some of the line of credit for a year, held it for longer than that. So, it's a long-term capital gain. And then now what's happening, y'all, is we're able to sell one side of this building, right? One duplex, and the proceeds from the sale are actually enough to pay off the lines of credit for the other side, right? So it pays off the down payment. We actually had to do a rehab on the other side as well. It pays off all the rehab costs. Or so I thought. So on site of replacing this sewer line, oddly enough, nothing was wrong with the sewer, but because of the fact that we're selling this, we did a sewer scope and they found like an issue with the line. So basically, the only way that I would be able to sell this property is if I replace the line, or I have to sell it at a discount to get like the buyer to accept it as is. But here's the thing, y'all. I own the property next door, which is basically the exact same type of house. So I ain't trying to mess up like the comps and the values and whatnot by lowering the price or giving a huge concession or anything like that. So I'm gonna just take care of it myself and recoup the money on the sale and then increase the value of the other side and give it a great comp. That's really the appraiser in me talking, because I know that like if I'm ever valuing a property and I see a $20,000 concession, I'm not going to know what the concession is for. So I'm just going to take the value right off of that, right? So with this, we're doing the work, we're getting full price, and we're getting full value for this. So now next door, it's going to have over $120,000 in equity in that property. So once the repairs were done, they ended up coming to about $15,000 in total. And this is what the numbers look like. We were able to pay back all of the funds needed for the down payment on both of the properties. We were also able to pay off that 0% credit card that was accrued when we rehabbed the property. But that's not even the craziest part. The craziest part is, yes, we paid off all of that debt, but now that one property that we have is actually sitting on $150,000 worth of equity. And we were able to get that because we used the DSCR loan to be able to close quickly and almost as good as cash. And we put 20% down, which we paid back. So now it's sitting on $150,000 in equity. And y'all, it's also cash flowing $1,200, a little bit more than $1,200 actually, but it's cash flowing us at least $1,200 a month. That's a win. Now, whether you're looking to invest in real estate or grow some type of other business, one thing is always going to be true, and that's that you need access to capital. So in this video, I'm going to give you the step-by-step breakdown on how to unlock your first or next 6 figures in funding. Let's get it.